Hey everybody, hope you guys doing alright. So, 131 million people are currently on pharmaceuticals in America. That's 66% of adults use prescription drugs. This information is from CNBC.com. Americans consume the vast majority of the world's opiates. Approximately 80% of the world's global opiate supply is consumed in the United States. Pain drugs are the second largest pharmaceutical class globally after cancer medications. So this information is from a Google search on how much is the cancer medicine industry worth. According to Precedence Research, the global Oncology, which is the study of cancer, I think, market size is worth $203.42 billion in 2022 and is predicted to reach over $470.61 billion by 2032. So a ton of money is put into the cancer industry, which again, the hemp plant, the marijuana plant, the cannabis family of plants has the ability, the potential, from what I've observed and others, to help cure cancer. So just sharing with you guys, but let's move on here. So globally, 300 million pain prescriptions globally, there's 300 million pain prescriptions that are written every year, which equal to about $24 billion. The U.S. has 5% of the world's population, yet we consume 80% of the world's prescribed opiate use. So with the inclusion of Canada and Western Europe, all three of these entities make up 95% of the prescribed opiate use. So leaving the whole rest of the world only using about 5% of prescribed opiate use. Now, other herbs like kratom and wild opium are more likely being used in other countries. How often, how much is hard to tell, as they are taken without a need for a prescription. So it's just that, yeah, they do things differently in other places, but I still don't think they're using opiates as often as we are here in the States. I could be wrong, but it's just not how my intuition feels about the subject. Let's move on here. So speaking from one with experience in these matters, there is a huge difference between how my body feels when I used oxys all the time, that's Oxycontin for those who don't know, as opposed to how I felt when I used kratom all the time. Pharmacy goes back to the word sorcery, which is all about casting spells. So in my opinion, there are spells put into pharmaceutical drugs, and these spells help one attract or fall into other spells, and before they know it, they are drowning in the depths of their own hell, largely aided by these pharmaceutical spells. So chamomile tea, hemp, marijuana, kava, and kratom for pain as compared to opiates. So then a note, chamomile and hemp don't get you high, and so the risk or even ability to abuse them is really low. This is largely so because they don't get you high, and so they also don't bring you really low, which is what keeps or perpetuates most addicts. When the high wears off, they feel low or even lower than before, and so they then are compelled to acquire more of that substance that makes them feel better or raises their low vibes to a chemically induced high vibe. It's a classic example of the term to chase the dragon. So, and this is a warning about kava, and kratom. I have found both of these herbs to be addictive to me, especially in the powder form, as it hits one's head quickly. And so, anyone with past opiate/alcohol or drug dependency issues should use extreme caution if they are to choose to use these herbs. And I would highly suggest using hemp/chamomile and even strong ibuprofen or some other type of anti-inflammatory to help with physical pain. Note, and this is other over-the-counter drugs like ibuprofen and Advil and shit aren't nearly as bad when it comes to sorcery and spells and evoking of evil spirits and these type of things to the human body as things like Oxycontin and other pharmaceuticals. From my experience, like the way that I've felt my spirit react to these things is totally different than when I use these, the stuff that you need to be prescribed for as opposed to the stuff that's over the counter. So, all right, I just want to share that with you all. I hope you have a good day. Love you guys. Bye.